Hi guys, I'm back today for a chatty get ready with me. If you are new here, I make these videos every once in a while, so I hope you will go check out my other videos and subscribe to this channel. Also, you know, give this video a thumbs up if you will. I really do appreciate it. You can also find me on Instagram, Logic vs. Luxury. Okay, so if you have been watching me for a while, you've probably noticed that my hair looks a little bit different, and yes, it is significantly shorter. I just got a haircut a couple of days ago. It's been something that I've been meaning to do for a long time. So I now have much shorter hair. It's been a while since my hair has been this short actually, so it is taking some getting used to. As they say, the grass is always greener, and certainly no different with hair. Right now I'm like, oh, I miss my long hair, you could do so much with it. But yeah, I'm sure this will be fine. I mean, this is fine. I like it okay. What do you guys think? This is right now just second day hair. I had it styled yesterday, so yeah, it's kind of got that messy bedhead thing going on. So that's the hair. Oh, on hair actually, I will share that I have been using lately this Malin & Getz shampoo and conditioner, and this is not new to me. I actually came across this first like over a year ago. I made a video about it actually when I first came across it in a hotel bathroom, and I've noticed since then that a few different hotels I've stayed at have had the Malin & Getz shampoos and conditioners. So, and it's always the cilantro and peppermint. So I'm not sure if they have other scents, but I do really like the scents. And the thing about this shampoo especially is that it is very low foaming. So in the same way that, you know, you typically don't want to have really heavily foaming face washes, it's the same with hair. You know, the more foam there is, it just means generally that it's stripping your hair a lot more. So that's the peppermint shampoo here. That's kind of its like thing, low foaming, very gentle. And in terms of the results from this shampoo and conditioner, I will admit and say that I haven't noticed anything drastic, but it's only been like a week since I've been using it. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if it improves the condition of my hair in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so I'm gonna get started then with my makeup. So I've been lately using this Boots No. 7 City Lights Tinted Moisturizer in Fair. You know, I already have moisturizer and sunscreen on my face, but it's always nice to have a couple of extra layers if, you know, if your products include it. So this is only SPF 15, so I wouldn't recommend using this alone as your sunscreen, but in combo with another sunscreen, I think that's great. And I mean, my skin, as you can see, you know, there's some scarring from previous breakouts, but it's generally pretty decent. So the less product, the better. So moisturizer, a tinted one, is perfect. I mean, I can't believe it's already the Olympics. Like, what the heck? I can't believe it's been 4 years since the last Winter Olympics already. It just is shocking to me. I have to say, like, since turning 30, and I'm now like in my 30s, but since turning 30, time has just been like on crazy hyper warp speed. Like, it did not feel like my 20s went by that quickly. But my 30s are like, what the heck? It's like another year already. It's already been 4 years since the last Olympics. Like, how is that even possible? The last Winter Olympics, I should say. Sochi, I guess. I don't even remember where the last Summer Olympics was. Where was it? Anyhow, yeah, 4 years since the last Winter Olympics. Like, how is that even possible? So when I was a kid, the Olympics were like a huge deal. Now as an adult, they're less so of a big deal, but you know, once they are in full swing, you kind of get into the spirit of things, right? And I am a dual Canadian and American citizen, and when it comes to sporting events, usually, unless it's a team I really like, for sporting events I always cheer for the underdog, and in this case, Canada is always the underdog. So I am rooting for Canada. So next I'm just going to use some of my YSL Touche Clot. Oops, oh shoot, that was a lot. Oh. Yeah, so I'm rooting for Canada because Canada is a much smaller country, population-wise, and they just don't have as many athletes as a result. So the Winter Olympics in particular are a chance for Canada to shine, because obviously it's bloody cold there for a lot of the year, and there are a lot of winter sports activities, which I personally really love as well. I love, love, love skiing, snowboarding. I wish I could commit to getting one trip in a year. This last couple of years, I've not, like this year I don't think I'll be able to make a ski trip, and last year I wasn't able to do a ski trip. The year before that I had like 3 ski trips, so sigh. Again, time is so fast. I'm not prepared for winter, and winter is like just a few months out of the year that you can really go skiing in North America anyway. Anyway, okay. So yes, go Canada in the Olympics. Next I'm just going to put on some of this Maybelline Fit Me. It's ugly, hideous packaging, but it does work well and is really cheap. And my last kind of get ready with me, I was talking about books. And I have finished The Sympathizer, which was good. It was a bit, I think it was a bit underwhelming. Well, not even underwhelming. I would say it was really good like 3/4 of the way, and then I would say the last fourth was it was fine, but it just wasn't, it could have been better, I think. And says me, a person who has never written a book, talking about someone who's won a Pulitzer Prize, so whatever, take my opinion with a grain of salt here. But yeah, I mean, it was still a very interesting perspective, and that's the thing I love about books. You can really get like the inner perspective of someone totally different from yourself. So this Sympathizer again was good. I think the thing that let me down a little bit was just my expectations going in. I believe the book jacket and other reviews I've read described it as like a thriller, and I don't think it's a thriller at all. So that was, I think, where my disappointment came in. Oh yeah, and right now I'm just using my Kevyn Aucoin contour powder, which I love. I mean, it's part of this book, but you can get the contour powder by itself. Alright, so now that I'm done with that book and the other book I was audiobooking, audibling, Homo Deus, I am ready for my book download of February, and I would love if you guys have some recommendations. So let me just be very specific though about the kind of book that I would like to download. I mentioned this I think in my comments of my last video where I was talking about books, but one of my favorite recent books is The Goldfinch, and it is The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. And the reason is because, one, it is like a very well written, like just from a literary, like highbrow perspective, it's a very well written book. I believe it also won the Pulitzer, or was at least nominated, I can't recall. 2013, I think. Anyway. So it was on the one hand really well written, and then on the other, or the second point about it is that it was just like a very exciting book to me. Like even though it was like 800 pages long or however long it was, I honestly read that in one weekend because I just could not put it down. It was so fascinating to me in a lot of ways. The actual plot was really exciting, and it also included a lot of topics that I'm really interested in, like art and the whole art world. It was, I mean, I just loved that book. And actually the book was sold like a while ago. The movie rights were sold for that book, and I just found out recently that that is going to be made into a movie due out in 2019. So I am so psyched for it. If you know, you like reading books and you haven't read The Goldfinch yet, I highly recommend it. I absolutely loved it. So sorry, my point is that in the books that I'm looking for, I would love like a very like literary book, as in respected by literary circles. So not that there's, you know, no offense to books like by Dan Brown or anything like that, but I just personally, I generally prefer books that are, you know, considered to be like well written, I guess. And that is because I just cannot stand like poor language use. You know, thinking of an example of this is Twilight. I'm sorry if I'm going to offend some people here, but They were horribly written books, and we interrupt this message with a hello from Sam. Let me down. Okay, sorry. So I was saying, like, Twilight. The thing I really disliked about that book was just, I mean, okay, plot aside, just even the actual writing of the book and how often the same, like, turns of phrase would be used. Oh gosh, I can't think of it now, but I believe Edward would always be crookedly smiling or something. Ugh, I can't think of it now. If you know the book really well, you probably know what I'm talking about. But there was always like something that he was doing, and it was always the same language, and I'm just like, this is so boring. I could not deal with it. So, not, let alone the problems with the plot and the story and everything else, but I just personally, no thanks. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone. If Twilight is like your favorite book, you do you. So, in terms of what I'm looking for recommendations, then yes, I'm looking for something that's more considered highbrow, I guess, as far as, you know, you can consider like the Goldfinch highbrow. And I really like really exciting stories. So if you can think of anything that is both like exciting in story and plot, but then also like really well written, I would love for that recommendation, because that is exactly the kind of mood that I am in. Alright, so that's it on books. And again, I apologize if I have offended you in your love of Twilight. I just really personally didn't care for it. So now for eyebrows, I'm still using that same eyebrow pencil I showed in my last Get Ready With Me video. This is the NYX Professional Precision Brow Pencil, and I still love it. It's so fast, you guys. Okay, so another thing in media that I have been recently introduced to is this rapper, Rich Brian, or formerly known as Rich Chigga. So this kid is 18 years old right now, and he is blowing up, at least in the younger demographics, not so much in my demographic. But he, I guess when he was 16, he actually put out this parody rap song called That Stick that kind of blew up, and his popularity blew up, and it turns out he wasn't just a one-trick pony, and he actually has now put out a full album, and I'm just, so there are a couple of reasons I'm really impressed by this. One, he's only 18. Two, he grew up in Indonesia not speaking English, learned English from watching YouTube and listening to rap music, and is now like, I mean, I'm impressed. His vocabulary, his rhyming, his creativity, I'm just like really impressed. There's a song on his new album that I really like called Introvert, so I will link to that down below if you are curious what the youths are listening to these days. Yeah, and I just find, you know, rap culture to be really fascinating too, especially its influences in fashion, luxury fashion in particular these days, like thinking of, you know, for example, the Supreme Louis Vuitton collaboration of recent years, or of last year. Right now I am just using some eyeshadow as mascara, as eyeliner, because I really like the softer look of the eyeshadow. And I'm just using my Tartist Pro palette, this dark brown color up here called Smoked. Yeah, I think if you, especially if you're like not comfortable using liquid eyeliners, etc., try doing this with just a very thin brush, soft eyeline. For my blush today, I'm going to be using Rockateur from this big palette I have from Benefit. Okay, and then I think the only thing I'm going to do really now is just some eyelashes and some, you know, lip balm. So for lashes, I will just lightly curl my lashes. My lashes have been super short lately, because you know how lashes grow in cycles, and it seems like all my mature long lashes have fallen out, and currently it's like on this really short cycle. Short phase of the cycle, I should say. But this Lancome Cils Booster, or any kind of, you know, this kind of fiber rich primer really does do a lot. Okay, so Lancome mascaras are something that I really love. I know I'm all about drugstore makeup in select categories, but I have to say, like, Lancome mascaras, I've always really loved them ever since I was a kid, and my mom would always get like the free sample, like with whatever she was buying, and Definicils was always part of that sample. So currently I have, or this last year, I've used like pretty much the whole line of their mascara. So I've used Definicils, which is in here. I've used Monsieur Big. I've used Lancome Hypnostrama, and I've used Grandiose, which I can't find right now. But I think of all of these four, for like a daily mascara, I really think Monsieur Big is my favorite. It's such a dumb name, but I really like it, especially with the Cils Booster. For a more va-va-voom look, I definitely think the Grandiose is gonna do it for you, but it has like, it makes you kind of have like spider leg lashes. So for every day, I think the Monsieur Big is like perfect. I mean, honestly, they do make really good mascaras. They're kind of pricey. So I actually encourage buying sample sizes. You can buy sample sizes like on eBay, which I do with Estee Lauder mascara. So the other mascara I really like is the Estee Lauder Sumptuous line, and they are often for sale in sample sizes on eBay. In terms of drugstore mascaras, let me think what I used to really use a lot of. I don't think I ever was consistent with any one brand because like I couldn't find a non-waterproof formula at the drugstore that I really liked, and I don't like wearing waterproof mascara. So all of these ones that I'm using right now are not waterproof. Admittedly, it's been a while since I've used drugstore mascara because, like I said, I would always just buy the sample size on eBay, and you could get like 5 of them for like $20 or something. So this is the Sumptuous, Estee Lauder Sumptuous, and this is a smaller brush, which is nice for the lower lashes. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, I don't really know a good mascara formula at the drugstore that's not waterproof. If you know something, because it's been a while since I've tried anything new from the drugstore in mascara, let me know. But I do really like the Lancome and the Estee Lauder mascaras. Can you see them on my ultra short lashes right now? Okay, to finish this off, I am just going to put on some of this Revlon Matte Balm, and I do love this stuff. So this is an example of a drugstore product I really love. My only complaint about this product is I wish it came in more colors. So this is Sultry. The other color I really like is called Striking. So just see the difference there. This is, when I apply these, I never just full on swipe. I always am doing like the very light lipstick look. So full on swipe and then using finger or using like something else to take away some of the intensity. So even though that striking color is very bold, because I do this, it doesn't look as bold on the lips. And I love that kind of messy color outside the lines look lately, so totally doing that. And the balm aspect is very accurate. I would say it's very comfortable. It has decent staying power, like I can eat in this and still have lipstick on, and then reapply it really easily. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this Revlon Matte Balm line. So you can pick this up, it's like $6 at the drugstore. So cheap, so good. Been my go-to lip stuff of late. Okay, that is it for this quick get ready with me. Probably not so quick because I've been rambling a lot. And I think I'm gonna do this kind of regularly. I don't know, I kind of like having this a grab bag of various topics to chat about, like music and literature and whatever. So we'll see. Yeah, all right guys. that's it from me. This is just a very basic everyday look, so I will see you next time. Bye. Shit that I never done, but I wish I did.